Like this whole new genre of people trying to have comedy that isn't funny. That's not funny, money.
You know what I'm saying? I think they know who we are. You think you know me? You know who we are? Look at me. I'm looking at you, man. We coming for these kids. Yeah.
Here we are, face to face, a couple of silver spoons. Day late, number 8. That rhymes, yay. I've been given notes, and for those who have shown support for this endeavor, thank you. For those who've not shown support, you should. Hit subscribe somewhere. There's a button, click it. So, I never know how to start these, and like one of the notes I got is you gotta look into the camera. Here's a fun fact with me. I don't like looking people in the eyes because I've always had like these, I have resting bitch face. So I look in the mirror, it's like, it's like, that's my face. And I'm not in a bad mood. That's just my face. It's always. So I can't help it. So it's really weird for me to look, because I can look people in the eyes. It just looks like I'm gonna fucking smack them. But it's not. That's just my face. So it's really difficult to try to equalize and balance that shit. And I talk with my hands because I'm from New York. I like talking with my hands, so you don't like it too bad. Anywho's, thank you for joining me. So it's late. Brain doesn't work when it's late. We know this already, but let's try to get through this together and be quick about it. Dave Chappelle new special, Sticks and Stones. Yeah, you know, ironically enough, Sticks and Stones may break our bones, but words will never hurt us. Except now, if you're maybe a millennial. I don't want to rag on the millennial brothers and sisters, but some of y'all forget about it. Like some of y'all woke people need to go back to sleep, because what happens is when you stay awake for too long, your brain starts playing tricks on you, and you start hallucinating and seeing shit that isn't there. And it's crazy because you're just sitting there, standing there watching TV, and all of a sudden you're like, it's a demon, and like, oh shit, like it's a demon that look like Donald Trump with a weird ass hairdo. He got an afro, green eyes and shit, and dollar sign spinning over his head, and then he got a body of an octopus, and you fucking freaking the fuck out like, yo, what's going on? I'm seeing demons, and they look like Donald Trump with an octopus spinning around, jellyfish and flying in the air and shit. But it's not. It's because you've been awake for so long, you're seeing monsters in your head like, oh snap, that's my mom's, that's my dad, but they look like bears and they're flying upside down. What the fuck? Because you've been sleeping, you've been awake for too long. You gotta go mimi, you gotta go sleep. Like we're saying to the kids, go mimi, go bed, go lay down. But you awake, and you so woke that you can't see what's in front of you because you crazy. So Dave Chappelle considered one of the best comedic minds in the world. Sticks and Stones, wonderful special. I laughed my ass off. I actually saw it twice, but I tell you why I saw it more than once. So his previous special, he mentioned the transgender community and the LGBT community, yada yada yada, among other things, and they didn't take too kindly to that. So after Dave Chappelle's long ass hiatus, he returns and he hits everybody with the comedy bombs, and people are freaking out and whatever. Most people enjoy it, but a lot of the sensitive types don't. New special comes out. So I see on Twitter, I followed Vice, and the main and I think it's purposely clickbait, because that's the world we live in now. You have to get the clickbait. You have to get someone to click on. You have to have the outrage bait, the rage bait. So I think that's what it might be. So anyway, this person from Vice, lady, wrote an article saying that you don't need to see the Dave Chappelle special because it's not good, because this, that, and the third. To surmise it, it's the horse shit. So rather than come with a compelling argument, it's basically just saying, oh hey, he made fun of the trans community and the gay community and this, that, and the third, and yada yada yada. Look, here's a fun fact about that I don't think younger people know about comedy. Comedy is supposed to be funny. Comedy is not punching up or punching down. Comedy is just punching, period. If you think comedy should just be punching up, so basically you're just only supposed to just rag on, I guess, the wealthy, maybe? No, motherfucker, you gotta hit everybody. Everybody catches a stray. That's the joy of comedy. And I grew up on New York comedy. I grew up on comedians who push the limit. George Carlin, Sam Kinison, Dave Chappelle, Bill Hicks, Patrice O'Neal, Then there's other people who are just naturally funny, like Greg Giraldo, Mitch Hedberg. Oh my God, Kevin Hart's funny, but not my particular cup of tea. I find him funny, but it's like more mainstream funny, and that's fine. That's fine. Like the Dane Cooks and stuff. That whatever you prefer, that's your preference. It's all good. But this person on Vice, his main criticism is essentially just, it's a woke person. Their main criticism is just, oh, he's mean to the trans and the gays and the lesbians. And here's what I thought about, and it's not going to be a well thought out premise because, as we've established, I'm a fucking gorilla, so it's very hard for me to get the words out in a way that sounds, concise. But here's my best attempt, so please bear with me. Comedy, as I said, is about hitting everybody, and I'm thinking, like, if he has jokes about transsexuals, right? That in my head, that normalizes them, because when you choose not to go after somebody, they kind of either they're a protected class or they're, oh, don't go after them, man. But when you go after somebody like a demographic, a group of people or whatever, that makes it like, oh, okay, we're all equal. That's the idea. You should be able to make fun of anybody. Now, whether people find it funny or not, okay, comedy is subjective. You're entitled to that. I just find it funny that Vice, which is known for pushing the envelope, is softer than baby shit right now. That's why DJ and Mero left, because your shit is garbage. That's why they on Showtime making money, and you fucking got all this. The only thing holding you afloat right now is Action Bronson being high as fuck, cooking and watching Ancient Aliens. Let's be real. That's on y'all, because y'all trash. I don't know what happened to y'all, but y'all trash lately. That's the business. And then you got Pace Magazine, right? I don't really know much about Pace Magazine, but the same thing, they buried the special. And you know what? They're within their right, but it's funny because then they get backlash and they have a, what the fuck? Like, what do you expect? Dave Chappelle is the only person who can get, folks on the left and folks on the right to just go boop and go after you motherfuckers. That's the funny part, because Dave will make fun of the left, Dave makes fun of the right, Dave makes fun of the middle, Dave makes fun of blacks, whites, Asians, gays, lesbians, transsexuals, straight, bi, everybody catches it. That's the beauty of comedy. Everybody catches it. That's what makes it fucking fun. You can't find fun in that. But okay, back to Pace Magazine. Sorry. So Pace Magazine, basically, it's garbage. You ignore it. Don't watch it. Da-da-da-da. But guess what? Look up Pace Magazine. What's their best comedy? What comedy special rings true in their hearts? What do they recommend? What's their best comedy? Nanette. Shut the fuck up. Like, explain. All right, so here's the thing with Nanette. I've seen bits and pieces of it, and here's how I break down with Nanette. And again, I want to be clear because the internet doesn't like to use nuance. And it's like, oh, I remember we had a video, the first video that Dan did on this site, this network or whatever, on the female James Bond, the black James Bond lady, and someone went in the comments and was fucking immediately shitting on it just because they read the fucking headline and did not do their due diligence and watch the video. And once they watch the video, they're like, oh. These are the fucking type of people that you have to say, hey guys, nuance. Because if you don't, they're gonna fucking jump down your throat and attack you because they fucking stupid. They don't think right. Anyway, so, Nanette. Alright, I've seen bits and pieces. I'm aware of the general consensus of it. I'm not gonna say that I saw the whole thing because, let's be honest, I don't have that attention span. So, from what I know, she's an autistic lady. She's a lesbian. She was sexually assaulted, which is terrible, when she was a teenager, and some other shit. Okay, we got that out the way. So it was touted as this powerful moment, this, that, and the third, and revelation, and Monica Lewinsky cried when she seen it. Women were crying and emotional. Cool. That's great. That's not comedy. That's what I'm saying. Let me divert for a second. Henry Rollins is essentially, he does spoken word. If you don't know who Henry Rollins is, you probably stupid. You should know. Henry Rollins is a fucking legend. He's basically a rock icon, if you will. A man about town, a world traveler, a writer, a poet, whatever. He's the fucking man. He does spoken word tours, and I used to watch them all the time on HBO and Showtime, and I used to buy the DVDs and all that good stuff. During these spoken words, he would say things that would elicit a reaction of laughter. People would laugh. People would like, it's funny, it's funny. And I remember at an interview, someone was talking about his spoken word tours, And they said, oh, would you consider yourself a comedian? And he said, no. I'm not a comedian. I'm just a guy that gets on stage and, you know, just tells, you know, my truth, my stories and whatever. If people find it funny, cool. But I'm not a comedian because that's not my, you know, that's not what I do. Basically he explained what a comedian is and specified that he wasn't it. And to that I say that's what Nanette is. Because Nanette is like a TED Talk. Nanette is a spoken word thing, and it's powerful in that respect. So no disrespect to Nanette in that sphere. But if you're gonna fucking sit here and you're gonna fucking tell me it's comedy, fuck you. It's not comedy. You laugh once or twice, but most of it is like, holy shit. Like, oh, she's yelling about men and I don't hate men, but if I'm surrounded by men, I'm terrified. Guess what, bitch? So am I. I grew up in the motherfucking hood, and there's not, you know what I fear? Teenagers and groups of motherfucking dudes. You know why? Because someone say something stupid, someone gonna get hit, and preferably it might be me because I look like a fucking cop. That's why. That shit, you know. So I feel you in that respect, but come on, man. Like this whole new genre of people trying to have comedy that isn't funny. That's not funny, money. That's stupid. It doesn't make no kind of fucking sense to that. That's not comedy. That's not funny. So to that I say, and I'll wrap this up in the best kind of bow that I can. Fuck them if you can't take a joke. For real. Comedy is comedy. All right? Know something. It's subjective. You don't have to like it, but it is what it is. And shout out to Netflix for putting that weird dude with the curly hair that looks like Pat. It's Pat. It's a thing from maybe the late 90s. It's a guy you couldn't tell sexually androgynous. I don't know. You couldn't tell if he was a guy or a girl. It was a Saturday Night Live sketch, and he made it into a movie, which is actually kind of funny. They have a comedian on Netflix who does that, and they're like, "Oh, subvert your expectations." Shit ain't funny. But you know what? That's cool. But you know what? At least people tried to make it comedy. That dude tried. That weirdo tried. And if Netflix is giving out specials, I will gladly do one for like, you know, $2,000 and a fish sandwich. Some shit. You know, I'm easy. I'm out here just trying. So yeah, in closing, fuck them if you can't take a joke. And that it is. If you don't like it, don't watch. That's your option. Don't watch. Don't fucking tell me what I can't watch because you're offended. Fuck you. You're gonna be offended for the rest of your life. Well, let's just have jokes about white guys, right? Oh, fucking rich white guy. Oh, Donald Trump. Who gives a fuck? Get out of here. All right, we're done. Thank you for watching.